For 50 years, Giovanni's Room Bookstore has served as a center for LGBTQ+ life in Philadelphia. A novel that is hidden in a light fixture serves as the inspiration behind the store. Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin follows the story of a man who struggles with his sexuality and lives in secrecy.
And what we really wanted to do was create an institution of some sort, very small, that was open to the public. We wanted people to see a gay store.
Much of LGBTQ+ life in Philadelphia in the 70s existed only at night, in bars and bathhouses in the city, in secrecy, just as Giovanni's Room did in the novel. But Tom Wilson Weinberg and his partners Bernie Boyle and Dan Sherbo wanted to create a room that queer culture could exist in the broad daylight.
Realtors turned us down. Almost, I think it must have been 6 or 8 people would not rent. Finally, we found somebody who was willing to lend us the space. It was at 232 South Street, so way down near the river.
The bookstore opened in 1973 with only queer literature. After a year and a half in business, the group decided it was time to move on, and they sold the business. Giovanni's Room went through several owners through the years, and in 2014, the bookstore was going to close its doors. That's when Philly AIDS Thrift, a local nonprofit, stepped in to preserve the legacy of the bookstore, adding thrifted items to the store's collection.
Bookstores in this present period, it's really hard to survive, so there needed to be something else to kind of bring people in and keep it alive. And so Philly AIDS Thrift had the idea of, bringing in the thrift store element, and that kind of changed the game for us. Giovanni's
Room is now the longest running LGBTQ+ bookstore in the country. But it's not just books or clothes that people come to the store for.
We want everybody to know that just because somebody has a problem with you and what you're reading, we don't, and so come on and get a hug.
The owners, the location, and the products in the store have changed over the years. But through it all, Giovanni's remains a room for everyone. It's an LGBTQ+ staple that will live for years to come, in broad daylight, for everyone to experience.
I'm very confident now that it's going to continue for a long time more.
In Philadelphia, I'm Grant Johnson, reporting.